Hello everyone, I am Monica from IELTS 9. So here we will be doing this reading. So the history of the British wool industry. So that is real IELTS exam question in this, and that was part of 27 April 2024 in India. But yes, this reading can be repeated anywhere in this world or maybe in my neighboring country. So let's see how many type of questions are there. So for this reading, we have first type of question is true false not given, and second is complete the notes below, means fill in the blanks are there, and one word option they have given. Okay, so let's start with first type of question, that is true false not given. So how to do true false not given? It's important, follow your strategy, follow the keyword strategy. Always read the question statement first, try to understand its meaning as well as come out with keywords. One or two keywords are important because those keywords will take us to the location, and then after getting the location of this question statement in the paragraph, okay, in the paragraph, then we will match whether its meaning is same or different. Okay, let's start the first question. The process of making cloth from wool was introduced to Britain by the Romans. Okay, the process of making cloth from wool was introduced to Britain by the Romans. If the process of making cloth from wool it was introduced by Romans, then it is true. If before Romans or after Romans some other people had introduced this wool making in Britain, then it will be false. And if they are not talking who had started this tradition of making cloth from wool, then not given will be there. Okay, so I will find this Roman and Britain word, and wool also, of course. Second also we can read so that we can we can save our time. In the 12th century, exporting woolen cloth was less profitable than exporting this is raw, I think this is raw, toe nothing is there, toe, so raw wool. Okay, 12th century we will find, and Britain and Romans. Till the time we will get the answer, we will just find the location, because this is first paragraph. First question, I will be reading it in the first paragraph. So till the time you can subscribe and like also, and at the end you can do comment. Okay, let's read first paragraph. So wood is part of Britain history and heritage. I think it should be wool. More than so any other community over in that country. Bronze Age, which began 1900th century by the Roman word is here. So they are talking about Britain also. Britons had developed, appreciated the fineness of British woolen cloth. Okay, let's read it again. Wood is part of Britain history and heritage. So more than any other community ever produced in that country. It was made into cloth. Yes, this is the location. See this process of making cloth there in the Bronze Age, which began about 1900 BC. By that time the Romans invaded in 55 BC. The Britons had developed, appreciated the fineness of British wool. So this is the location. Now you decide whether it is true or false. By the time Romans had invaded, before that they had already developed this cloth making. So of course this is false. We will write here false. Okay, so already before the Romans, already they know, Britishers know how to make cloth from woolen. Okay, next question. In the 12th century, now 12th century after 8th century is there, 5th century is also there, 12th century, yes, this is my location. By the 12th century, wool was becoming England's greatest national asset. In the 20th century, exporting also we need to find woolen cloth was less profitable than exporting raw wool. Okay. Wool was becoming England's greatest national cloth making was widespread, particularly in the large towns of southern and eastern England nearest to France, but the greatest wealth came from export of raw wool. Okay, so greatest wealth means profit. Exporting woolen cloth was less profitable than exporting raw wool. It means they are saying greatest wealth came from export of raw wool. So it means don't get confused between here you will be thinking about that there is no comparison between woolen cloth as well as raw material, but it is clearly given, but the greatest wealth came from export of raw wool. So this is indirectly it is saying the same thing, so we can mark it here true. Okay, now third number, rulers had a financial interest in the success of wool industry and rulers. So instead of rulers we may get another words. Financial interest means okay, financial interest. If the rulers were interested in this finance and money and all in the success of wool industry, then definitely true. If they were not interested in finance or this business, then false. And if they are not talking about rulers where they were interested in the wool industry or some other industry, then not given. Rulers. So this paragraph we have done. Second paragraph I am showing it to you. Kings and their ministers. So kings and their ministers means rulers welcomed the revenue that resulted from exports and export taxes, and also the power it gave to the king, who could grant withdraw permits for the wool towns and for the industry. Okay, this is the location I have shown it to you. From here to here you can read it. So rulers had a financial interest. Were they interested in the success of wool industry? Welcomed is given the revenue that resulted from exports and exports and export taxes, and also give power to the king, who could grant or withdraw permits for the wool towns and industry. It means what? This is also true. They were interested. They welcomed the revenue. So let's write true also. Okay. So next one is fourth one. Let's read it. An outbreak of bubonic plague had led to a sharp fall in sheep numbers. Now this paragraph we are looking for this word, bubonic plague. Okay. Bubonic plague, nothing is there. Let's move to next paragraph. So this is third paragraph. Now I am looking for bubonic. So this word, bubonic plague. Side by side do your homework for the next question. Yeah, this is here. And by bubonic plague, the Black Death, which in 1349 caused devastation in many villages, as much as 3/4 of the population died. This led to an increase of the sheep flocks, for there were not enough people left to cultivate the land for arable crops. Okay, so let's read the question. An outbreak of bubonic plague led to a sharp fall in sheep numbers, but here they are saying this led to an increase of the sheep flock. So it is contradiction they have given, so we can write here false. Now fifth number, worsted cloth was cheaper to produce than any other type of woolen fabric. If this cloth was cheaper to produce any other type of woolen fabric, then true. If they are not doing any comparison, then not given. And definitely two false, two true, definitely this would be not given. But let's see the location if we can found. Next paragraph I am looking for worsted cloth. First you find the word worsted cloth, then we will try to find the things. Worsted cloth, worsted clothes. There's soft water hills, fast running streams to provide fueling mills. Instead, East Anglia used the long fine wool from its native sheep breeds. Okay, in this nothing is there about worsted cloth. Let's move to next page. Here in the next page, on the next page we have found in this paragraph, which is we were looking for this word, which is now called worsted after the village of worsted. For 400 years East Anglia dominated the worsted trade with skills inherited from this. Okay, but we are looking for worsted cloth was cheaper to produce than any other types of woolen fabric. So wool is here. Let's read it again so that we can get clear idea. Anglia, there was soft water but no hills, fast running streams to provide power for this. Instead, East Anglia used the long fine wool from its native sheep breeds to produce a cloth which did not require the fulling process. Okay, this was the type of cloth which is now called worsted after the village this, but here no comparison with woolen fabric, so that's why we have written not given. Let's move to fill in the blanks. Now this is fill in the blanks, complete the notes, one word. And here I can see dates. So dates, these dates according to the time period we will find the location. Okay, so 16th century skilled dash immigrated to England, 17th century end of century. So let's find these 16th, 17th and 18th. Where we have left this thing, we can find 16th over here. This paragraph we will start reading it. 16th, 15th century is here. Okay, the next two centuries, 15th century it was said England was largely a nation of sheep farmers and cloth manufacturers. The next two centuries saw continued expansion of industries. In the 16th century is here. 16th century we have got 16th century skilled dash immigrated to England. Okay, in the 16th century French weavers persecuted for their Protestant religion sought refuge in England and took their skills with them. England began to surpass Flanders. Okay, skilled dash immigrated to England. So they have paraphrased. If you can understand this paraphrasing, that's good. You can easily get the answer. In the 16th century, French weavers. So they are talking about weavers. So skilled weavers immigrated to England is also there. So directly they have not given. So in fact they are talking about how they have found refuge in England and took their skills. Skill is also there. With them England began to surpass Flanders in woolen. So here we will write here weavers. Otherwise you can imagine skilled workers, but here we are not looking for workers. So whatever it is given in the text we will write that. Okay, 17th century. 17th century is here. Majority of English dash were wool products. Okay, in the 17th century it comprised 2/3 of the value. So if you know the meaning of this 2/3 for the pie charts, that definitely it would be helpful for finding the answer. Of it means like majority, almost you can say, of the value of its export. Radical changes by lay ahead in the geographical location of the industry in labor use and manufacturing. 17th century. By 1770 output of the worsted this equally that of, okay, majority of English dash were wool products. Okay, it comprised, this is majority of the value of its exports were wool products. Woolen, yes, it is given woolen manufactured by the end of 17th century. It comprised 2/3 of the value of its export. So it means they are talking about this woolen kind of thing is there. So here English exports we can write. Majority of English exports means they are talking about England only. So that's why export will come here. So 18th century production of worsted cloth. Again this cloth increased in Yorkshire, growth of 5 key manufacturing. Okay, Yorkshire somewhere. Yes, Yorkshire is here. See this, Yorkshire is here. Production of worsted cloth. So Yorkshire is there. Output of worsted means cloth here. Like in previous they were talking about output of means production of worsted cloth increased in Yorkshire. Growth of 5 key manufacturing, that of East Anglia and its cloth manufacturing district began to take shape with the expansion of major towns. So here, oh yes, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 they have given growth of 5. Expansion means growth of 5 key manufacturing towns we will write here. Okay, now next question. So next question, you can see this is 9th question. Okay, new machinery was developed initially for the production of, so industrial revolution, this paragraph we have done, industrial revolution of this are brought, it led the way for new invention. So new word is here, invention stemming from the Lancashire cotton industry to mechanize and speed dramatically the process of spinning and weaving. So what will come? Of word is also there, but for the production of what? For the production of new machinery was developed. Industrial revolution also brought changes. It led the way for the production of what? So they are here talking about cotton industry. So we can just write here cotton initially for the production. Then after then to mechanize speed dramatically the process of spinning and weaving, means they all are relating to cotton. So next question is 10th number. 1750 and 1850 protest resulted in the of machinery. Okay, some protest they are talking about. Manufacturing methods unchanged. The revival of trade in the 14th century were now superseded. We are looking for 1750 to 1850. So this is 1800. Mechanization has been opposed in the past, and it was again the widespread unrest of 1812 led to the destruction of equipment. So here we are looking for protest. Opposed means resulted in the dash of machinery. Resulted means led means result, or resulted led to the destruction of machinery means equipment. So we can write here destruction. Now next question. In Yorkshire mechanism increased aided by the availability of cheap. So cheap word we will find, and Yorkshire mechanism. So in the next paragraph, over the course of 19th century, the older in areas such as this, we are looking for Yorkshire. Yes, Yorkshire is here. They were overtaken by Yorkshire, where machinery was more readily accepted. The younger industry jumped ahead and never lost its lead, supported by abundant supply of inexpensive coal. Inexpensive is cheap. Inexpensive coal, yes, everything we have available. So here we will write coal. Okay, next, Scotland specialized in. So Scotland word I can see here. Other specialized types of manufacturing developed in Scotland, famed for its tweeds. So here Scotland specialized in, famed for its tweeds means specialized. So we can just write here tweeds. So last two lines are left. West country specialized in. This we have range of woolen cloth with characteristic designs, and in West country which focused on the production of high quality wooden carpets. So we have to write only one word. So what we can write? So this is the main word, carpet. So carpet is high quality and wooden. So we can write only here carpets. That's it.